Right, colouring flowers with Sharpies. I wouldn't mix anything that is going to make brown together on the same flower. It's too... You wouldn't be able to keep them separate, but you could if you really wanted a blue flower with an orange bit, then you can paint orange on later or vice versa. So I do have some white shop bought flowers, don't know where they are, because when I got them they were screwed up in a big ball and just rammed in the packet. Very sore subject about them. So these are the only ones I've got, and they're coloured, and I haven't tried it on shop bought flowers before. They've obviously got, I think, some kind of stiffener or something, some kind of starch on them or something, so it could have no effect, it could have a really good effect, I don't know. Right. Blue, actually I might put pink on that one. Sorry. Yeah. Don't colour the entire flower. All you'll get is too much colour, and you just end up losing how pretty they turn out. That's probably a bit too much, to be honest. Put that there because I want a yellow, greeny, bluey one. Don't bother how, well, you can see, you know what I mean, really, just do not bother about what it looks like at this stage, but you need approximately, if you want it to look, I don't know how to explain it until you've seen them, you want approximately the same amount of colour. I know I've got a bit more of the orange down here, but I'll even that up in a second. Do I want to go pink with this one? Yeah, let's go pink with this one. So I'm going a bit heavier with the pink on this side because it's more heavy with the orange on that side. But I like the tie-dyed sort of look that you get. Sometimes I'll just do the centre. Sometimes I'll go one side. Sometimes the other side, a bit more than the other. Just to make it that tie-dye, not too precise. But that's plenty of colour on that, way plenty of colour. I want to go a bit of pink on this as well, just to see what happens. So, Right, so that's them coloured in, but you can also put other things on which give you different appearances. You see the strange dark blue mottling and the purpley outline. That is these. But it needs to be something. Hang on, I'm just trying to find one that's just activated plainly. That one. That's on book text. So these I'd coloured in just like this, just like the big one that I just showed you. But then I went round the outside with one of these, with these two, which gives it a totally different look. But whatever you now add, experiment with all different things, but it's got to be reactivatable once it has dried with water. So if you're unsure about something, do a bit on a piece of paper, let it dry, then wet it and see if it moves. If it moves, then it will move when you wet these with the alcohol. I've tried those pens that I was just showed you the box, which are these. I've used these for other things, but not in combination with the alcohol, and the flare pens, but not in combination with the alcohol. So they're gel pens, and this is Jelly Roll Stardust, is it? It's one with a little shooting star on. It's like fairy wings in a pen. The see-through one's gorgeous. But what do you call it? In the white thing, Touch of Stella. I've got a Touch of Stella somewhere. I'm just not 100% sure where it is because I've been moving a lot of stuff around. But that's just basically like Touch of Stella with colour. So this is going to stand out on a dark one better. I'll put it on this one. That's already dry. Everything on there is dry.
Ooh.
What about if I put purple one on here? See what that looks like. And don't wet them on top of where you've been colouring them in, because as you can see there's a pool of colour there, and if you go and put a wet flower directly on top of it, you're going to pick up them colours. Right, so that's that on that one. That's going to need a bluey sort of colour, or about bright pink on this one. I'm going to do it, I'm going to wet them on a board because I need to get them out of the way so I can carry on doing something else while they're just sitting. This is just hand sanitizer where the pot broke. No, the container broke, so I decanted it into a little tub. I'm just making sure that there's nothing on here that can interfere with the colours. And I'll get rid of that there too. So, you know, that would have been on one of those, and if it was the wrong colour then it would have turned a muddy patch. So, sort of keep them ish separate, you know, your pinksy redsy and your bluesy and your greensies separately. And if you put a piece of plastic just over the top, don't cut it down, just lay it over the top, a piece of packaging or something, plastic, it stops it from evaporating as quickly and lets the colours mingle more. Some colours move way more than other colours, and it's just suck it and see basically. But you can spray or just dabble it on with a brush, but when you do it with a brush, if you touch a dark colour, it's going to come up on your brush. But you want it to stick to the mat. That's what will keep it wet longer if you're not going to cover it in plastic, and allow your colours to mingle more. Make sure it's all wet. And wipe your brush off. You see all that pink there? Should have probably used a clean tissue, sorry. I usually leave the centre of these fairly plain because I stack them. As you'll see in the pictures, there's one that I've stacked. And when you're applying the alcohol, try not to skid them around too much on your mat or whatever you're doing it on, because it will blur your colours, shall we say, because they become liquid. You can try wetting one and then skidding it around and seeing what that does. I mean, it looks like it's moving a lot there, but it wasn't really. It was doing it very slowly. I tried putting more pen in the centre and dropping some alcohol on because the gel pens weren't moving as much. They didn't really move all that much, and the flare didn't move too much either in this. But as I say, just experiment with stuff, you know, you get some pretty cool effects. They're the ones that you just saw me doing. The pictures are more lifelike colour than the camera is. As I say, cameras have a bad problem with purples and pinks, pinky purples. I think that's about it. Oh yeah, this is... did this as a separate video. I know it's a bit mucked up with some of it being on camera and then this talk over bit, but it was supposed to be part of another video, but the other video was getting a bit long, so basically in the other video I'm going to refer you back to this video if anybody's interested. So, you know, it just made the other one a bit shorter. So please give it a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe if you're new, tell me what you think, tell me about any experiments that you do, or you know, if you found something that makes the tie-dye a bit, like them in the centre there, come out a bit more. Just play. But they're very, very easy. You don't have to pay much attention. That's what they look like stacked up. You don't have to pay much attention to how much, well, where you're pouring the colour, how neat you're pouring the colour. It's quite good, especially if you're in a rush. Right, thanks for watching. You take care now. Thanks. Bye. Say bye, Mick. Bye bye. He's washing up.